Namaste and welcome back to Waking Up with Mindful Serenity. And we're going to continue with answering questions from the jar. I keep saying answering questions. What I mean to say is discuss concepts that come from the jar. And I try to do so impromptu within a 4 to 5 minute time frame. I'm going to take a deep breath and exhale as I reach into the jar and pull out a concept. And the concept I pulled out is Atman, Atman. What is Atman, crazy lady? Atman is a Hindu term, a Sanskrit term, and it's referring to as I see it, and of course this is my understanding and from what I've learned from yoga, and of course I'd rather you go check with experts who have been studying yoga longer than I have, and whom probably have more expertise in this area. But Atman to me is like the individual soul within the universal soul. It is that, yes, it is again when we talk about the koshas of the body moving through the physical kasha, if we're going inward, from the outward to inward, we move through the physical body, which is the form you see, the body, physical nature of the body, with its distinct borders and border lines. And then we progress through the energetic body. From the energetic body, we go through the mental body, which consists of our thoughts, feelings, core beliefs, etc. From there, we hit the wisdom body, the truth body, true knowledge. And then from that, we move on to the Satchitananda body, or the Ananda body. And that is where we will find Atman. I also say we'll find universal soul there, because Atman is just a small version of the universal soul that gets encapsulated in these other bodies for a short period of time, if you see time as being something that is real. In this incarnation, this human life that I may call my life. So the Atman is that which I am as being within a human, is another way I guess I would look at it. But that being traces further back into the source of everything, which it is. If we want to think in terms of the ocean, for example, the Atman could be the wave on the Anima Mundi, or the universal soul. So it's a tiny soul on the whole soul. But of course, the wave is still the ocean, right? It's still a manifestation of that ocean. And the ocean is who it is. When the wave troughs for the last time, it will fall back into the ocean that it is. When the being within the human being, because the body, the physical body, has taken its last breath, it will fall back into the source of what it is, that Anima Mundi, that universal soul. We do not have to wait till we take our last breath as this encapsulated Atman moving around the planet through this body and mind and knowledge, mostly a search for knowledge, a search to returning back to who we are. We don't have to wait till we die, until the body dies, until we fall back into the source of who we are. When this small personal soul falls back into the universal soul, we do not have to wait until we die. We can actually experience the universal soul through yoga, through the process of self-realization with a big S, falling back into the realization, the felt experience of being that. And now what that means is pulling off layers of the onion, you might say. If we are the Atman encapsulated within these other 4 layers, then we begin by pulling off our identification with the physical form. We stop seeing ourselves merely as the body, right? Then we hit the energetic body and we start embodying ourselves in this. We start being fully aware of the experience of living through the body. But then we get less attachment to the sensory input we're receiving. Therefore, less reliance on our senses, on what it can bring in, thinking that's the only thing that's real out there. I can sense it with one of my five senses and interpret it with the brain. That makes us fall back and peel away the mental sheath, which is our thoughts, feelings, and mostly our beliefs, which are entrenched in us of who we think we are and what the world is and why we're here. And it's all based on this little storyline we created that has me starring in the drama, this me, this human I call me starring in the drama. And when we pull away our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, and our attachment to them, because a lot of these things are just happening and we're just meant to experience them, it's our attachment and our clinging to these sheaths that cause the problem, not actually the thoughts or the feelings or the circumstances of our life. So when we pull that away, we fall back in our search to true wisdom. So we have a process going on here where we let go of our conceptual attachment, our attachment to concepts and ideas and knowledge based on the intellectual mind or the educated mind. And we fall back into a different type of knowing, a different type of wisdom that has been within us because it's coming from that middle layer. It's a seeping through of that middle layer that causes the wisdom. It is the universal mind. It is the universal soul speaking to us in that core layer. So we gently peel that away without letting go of the truth to get to the truth. So as we peel away the fourth kasha, the fourth sheath, the fourth body, we will hit who we really are in the Ananda body, in the Atman, the soul. And we will experience soul as the individual soul, first of all. And then as we proceed further, we fall back into the source that is everything, where there is no boundaries and no, separation. And we become one with everything. And that is what yoga takes us to. And it doesn't make sense to the conceptual mind to even talk about it or hear it, someone talking about it. It is a felt experience of being self that we are looking for, a felt experience of remembering who we are and being who we are. And that comes with the process. A practice of yoga or other types of practices can take us there as well. There are many paths and one truth, and we're all attempting to get to that truth, to that Atman. And the Atman, of course, is the individual soul, which we're trying to get to. And as Atman, we fall back into the Anima Monday, the oneness with everything. Well, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.